Hey, now you got the original Lone Wolf coming at y'all real quick, man. I'm gonna make a quick little video. I'm on my way to work, so I ain't gonna be on here too long. I just want to, I want to stay in tune with you guys. My idea is not to drop off of social media altogether. You know what I'm saying? It's just that, like I told y'all, I got shit going on in my life. I got things that I'm actually working on, things that I'm still fighting for. A lot of the stuff was stuff that we talked about in the Zoom meetings. For anybody that's still chiming in that used to come to the Zoom meetings, I'm still working on a lot of these things. But I want to cover real quick, man. Again, I'm going to try to say it at least one time every video I make. Our people is the problem. All right? I'm going to do everything in my power to try to say this at least one video. One time every video. Our people are the problem. We've always been the problem, and there is no other focus. Now, this is just my opinion. Not the fact that our people are the problem. They always been the problem. That's a fact. That's a fact. Ain't no time in history where white folks or Latinos or whatever has been more of a problem to us than our own people. Ever. Okay? Now, it's not getting enough attention. It's not being talked about the way that it's supposed to be. Okay? Now, that might be an opinion. But the whole thing about this being all our fault and it's always been all our fault, that's a fact. Beware, man. Like I told y'all, we're gonna have to isolate ourselves. Once again, like how y'all been hearing me tell y'all, I have solutions, and they're solutions that don't require firing a shot. And I used to tell people this in the Zoom meetings too. Sometimes you may have to separate from that significant other. Sometimes you may have to separate from your mama and, other people. Sometimes you may have to do that. Sometimes you may have to distance yourself from your children, especially if they grown. Me and my son don't have a good relationship to this day. The one that Child Protective Service took from me for no reason. To this day. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do. Our people are fucked up. And we're not gonna get anywhere. We're dealing with these motherfuckers that don't want to change and they don't want to do nothing. All they want to do is comply. I just had a conversation with somebody a minute ago, right before I pulled off, about not being able to comply your way out of tyranny. I just got to trying to have a conversation with somebody about how the state is broke. Y'all know I'm in Illinois. Y'all know that I'm right outside of Chicago. The state is broke. They coming out of the Woolworths trying to find people, extort people out of money for just about everything. Listen to me. The state is broke. Listen to this, y'all. This is 3 minutes into the video. I hope y'all heard this. The state of Illinois is so broke. We got state police here, right? Y'all know that. State troopers and shit, we got them here too. They're called Illinois State Police, right? They got some of these motherfuckers riding around in Kia Souls. Did you hear me? Kia Souls. Y'all remember the Kia Soul with the fucking gerbils? With the Black Sheep song? This or that. This or that. Remember the fucking gerbils? The Kia Soul? They got state police riding in Kia Souls. Like, wow. What kind of high-speed car chase are you finna get into? What kind of Hellcat are you finna run down? What kind of Hayabusa are you finna track down in a Kia Soul? Like, that's how fucked up the state is. The state is fucked up. Wow, dude. What an idiot, man. That's how broke the state of Illinois is. And I was just trying to express this to one of our people. Actually, somebody I know, been known for a very long time. Care deeply for this brother. And our people just don't get it. It's like how I told him, not caring and, I don't care and blah, blah, blah. Now imagine a motherfucker older than me. He like 61, 62 or some shit. To go to show you our people are fucked up all across the age spectrum. He going on and ranting and raving about not caring about this, not caring about that, and all this other shit. And it's like our lack of caring is what got us in the situation that we're in. And we the ones that did it. We're the ones who did this. We the ones that beat our people down. See, you got to understand when they tell you about that slave narrative, if we understand that the transatlantic slave narrative is a lie, then that means all of the shit that came along with it was a lie. How they tried to beat us down and emasculate our people and, talk bad about our people to make us feel bad about our skin tone and all this other shit. It wasn't no motherfucking pale skins that did that. Our people did that. We did that. We did that by talking down to our children, calling them stupid, calling them ugly, calling them black. Get your black ass out of here. You black as hell, just like your daddy. That's what did it. You gotta remember, it's just like how I did in one of my older videos. On my older channel. When I took y'all over there on, and I gotta start doing that again. I really do. I just don't be having the time to do it. But I gotta make an effort to try to do it. Like when I did the video for the Brother Red Wolf about that bronze statue. I gotta go back to doing that where I take y'all to different parts of the city. But like I did on my old channel where I took y'all over to Father Michael Flager church. Saint Sabina, I think is the name of it, over there on 77th and Racine. I did a video on that. That's just on my original channel, the channel they took down. That's the only Catholic church in our neighborhood where all of the motherfucking members are our people. I don't know how the fuck Father Michael Flager pulled that off. I really do need to do some research on him. Some extensive research to see how he pulled that off. He's the only motherfucking priest that I know of in all of fucking Illinois that got an all fucking so-called black congregation, an all dead congregation. He adopted 2 little sweet-ass little melanated boys. They sweeter than bear meat. Now, the point that I'm alluding to is that that's the way it is across the board for all of our churches. The vast majority of our churches have always been ran by melanated people. Now, I'm not going to say they didn't slip in a European melanated person or something as a preacher or pastor or whatever, because, that's another thing that's hurt our community. Melanated people from Europe and other places that infiltrate our community, and a lot of motherfuckers can't tell them apart. Some more shit that's not being talked about. Well, these motherfuckers are in our community and they not us. But y'all talk about the Latinos and all this other shit. But y'all don't want to talk about that. A lot of these melanated women that are in our community, they're not our women. They're not. See, I done had enough. Everybody want to talk all this shit about, motherfuckers coming from Shem and Yafet and all this other shit. See, I don't get deep off into all of that because that helps me understand why the world is so fucked up. Here it is, you got different types of ants on this planet and they all stick with their own kind. You got different types of birds on this planet and they all stick with their own kind. You got different types of fish. Y'all know where I'm going. Y'all know where I'm going with this. So you ain't gonna tell me that people ain't the same fucking way. You ain't gonna tell me we supposed to be mixing with these motherfuckers. I don't wanna hear that shit. And then you have motherfuckers say, well, you got some melanated motherfuckers that's really pale skins underneath. And you got some pale skin motherfuckers that's really niggas. And it's like, well, okay, if that's true, how the fuck did that happen? It still has something to do with intermixing. So my thing is that if you got all these different types of birds and all these other different types of species, it's mighty motherfucking funny. They got ligers out here, but the only fucking ligers you see are the ones that man created. You ain't never seen no motherfucking big ass 650-pound male tiger smashing no female lion. You ain't never seen no shit like that in the wild. Man is the mother of all fuck-ups. People, excuse me. And particularly our people. It's just like I told y'all when it come down to the discharge and debt community. Like I told y'all, I don't even have to go there when I say about how everybody want to focus on all these other coaches and not really deal with what they own. I can even go into the whole topic of discharge and debt. Look at all of these niggas that's in the discharge and debt community that's on board with this filthy ass system. How many motherfucking people have y'all ever seen or known that y'all can honestly say that the basis and the whole premise of his discharge and debt videos be to tell motherfuckers to get out of the system? Don't participate. And if they try to force you into it, then you make sure you have enough in your arsenal to repel it. But outside of that, don't participate in that shit. I'm the only person that's been talking about it being fraud. Fraud. I even go into the language porn to even solidify the fraud. I tie it to subversion and everything. Look at all these niggas in the discharge of that community that won't do that shit. They won't do it. And you want to know why? It's like how I told y'all before, there's no money in what I teach when it come down to discharging debt. Because the whole premise of my motherfucking videos be that it's fraud, and the only real solution is to not participate. That's the only viable solution that we have. And I'm the only one teaching that. And there is no money in that. That's not hard to do. You don't need to pay me for that. Do you guys not understand that you got motherfuckers in the discharge and debt community that's charging people thousands of fucking dollars, man? Thousands of dollars. And they look like me. They look like y'all. I got a fucking problem with you charging people all this money for their freedom. You know they're being enslaved. You know they was enslaved from birth. You know they don't acknowledge that shit. You try to go into a court and they do everything in their power to deflect the fact that you were set up into this at birth at a time when you wasn't even old enough to legally contract. But yeah, here it is, you looped into this shit. And then when you go to people within the discharge and that community and you start learning this shit too at the same time, you realize there's a whole array of shit that they want you to do to get out of it from some shit that you never was supposed to have been a part of from the very beginning. And all they want to do is teach you and sell you how to do that. How is that not a fucking problem? The hearts and minds of men and women are corrupt. If you a motherfucker that's out here selling t-shirts, if you got a YouTube channel where when your YouTube channel first started, say paid advertising up in the top corner or whatever, or you one of them people selling shit, you asking for donations and all this other shit, at some point you're gonna yield to the money. Especially if a motherfucker over here monetizing and they got 25, 30,000 subscribers, then that means you're purposely not gonna say things. Or you're gonna purposely say it in a way that's confusing and leave people to fucking try to figure it out for themselves, like you, Jesus, speaking a fucking parable. Because people today still don't understand that parables are nothing but fucking riddles. It's like goddamn people in the church community still ain't figured that out. So because you monetizing shit, and you scared of them motherfucking coming this way and coming that way at your videos and you can't make no money off of it, you wrap the shit up in a fucking parable and just hope and pray to God that somebody understand what the fuck you saying. And you got people in the discharge in that community that do that shit. Because you worried about the fucking censorship. And it's not the censorship you worried about, it's the monetization. See, people like me don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to monetize. I don't give a fuck about the censorship because I'm not trying to get paid off the video to begin with. I just want to put my shit out there and let people decide for their fucking self. And you don't have to pay me to do it. Any and every aspect of this discharge and debt shit is fraud. Any aspect of it. I don't give a fuck what it is, man. Whether if you paying taxes, whether if they trying to hit you up for a parking ticket or anything, it's all fraud. And instead of our people not going along with this shit, they try to capitalize off of it. I'm looking at the one goofy ass big shot discharge of debt motherfucker talking about he over in the motherfucking UK filming and shit. And it's like, bro, we don't need to know where the fuck you filming from. We just need the information. But like always, they want to be a fucking big shot. And it's like how I told you, this is the shit that everybody be on it. Money be the driving, motivating force behind it. That's where you get all these disingenuous ass people from. This is again, like how I told y'all, this is why Dark Man disappeared. Because all them niggas was on bullshit. Dane Calloway, Chief Colinago, the fucking Broad Phoenix Moon, and a couple other motherfuckers. They all was on bullshit. And you want to know what was the driving force behind it? Money. Colinago scammed me out of money. Dane Calloway scammed me out of money. Why you think I keep talking about it? because you niggas are the problem. Y'all keep doing this shit. And then you got other people on YouTube trying to pretend like this shit ain't a real problem. This is a fucking problem. Our people do the fucking most with everything, and it's never good. They never do the most for the good shit. And it's not being talked about. Y'all better wake up, man. To be aware is to be alive. Don't trust anything. Question everything, man. Everything. Question everything and every fucking body. Stop all that shit about judging people. I ain't gonna judge them, man. Fuck that. Them niggas motherfucking Dan Calloway and Colinago scam me out of money. Them niggas ain't shit. I don't give a fuck about y'all. Don't be judging people. Fuck that. Dan Calloway was out there selling them freedom packages and all that shit, and he was motherfucking taking people money, and the shit that you was downloading into your hard drive had nothing to do with the fucking shit he was selling. The nigga a piece of shit for that. It just so happens he put out important information at the same time. Does that change what he did because of the information he put out? Hell no. Do it change the fact that Colinago a piece of shit? Hell no. Y'all better wake up to this shit. Y'all can call me a hater, you call me what you want. You notice I ain't stopped. You notice I still create my videos the way I want to fucking create them, and I say what the fuck I want to say. Despite it all, you notice I ain't changed. It's the Rich Longwood, man. Y'all enjoy y'all day. I'm out.